Hello everyone, this is Mao here, and welcome back to my channel, The Moonswin Witch. Today I'll be doing a reading for you guys on this upcoming Valentine's Day. So this will be for February 14th, 2020. If you somehow end up watching it in the future next year, then it could be for that Valentine's Day as well, because these are technically timeless readings, because energy is fluid and it doesn't really work on a time schedule like everything else does. So this will be for this upcoming Valentine's Day, just a general reading of what your Valentine's Day is going to be like, the energy between you and a romantic interest or partner, some gifts that the universe will be sending your way, and any challenges or obstacles that you might face in regards to your love life. Real quick, I want to take a moment to explain that when I say romantic interest, I mean this in a multitude of ways. So if you're single, if you're not in a relationship, even if you're not looking for a relationship, this reading will still be for you, and I would still recommend watching it, because by romantic interest, I basically mean one of three things. If you are in a relationship already and have a partner, that is your romantic interest. If you are single and currently currently talking to people, anything like that, a romantic interest would refer to if you're talking to someone, the person that is going to be basically giving you the most attention and that's going to be the most around you, romantically speaking, on this Valentine's Day. Or if you are self-partnered, meaning you're single and you're not currently looking for a relationship, you consider yourself to be your partner, then romantic interest will be in regards to you. So both of the energies will be represented by you, but whereas with people in a relationship or people single and searching, it would be their energies versus another party's energies. For anyone who considers himself to be self-partnered or anything like that, or is not currently looking in the dating pool or anything along those lines, then it will instead be your energies, and as well as the energies that you will be treating yourself with on this upcoming Valentine's Day. So no matter what kind of romantic situation you're in right now, what kind of relationship situation you're in, you can still do this reading and it will still have some important messages for you to know. So don't worry if you're not actually in a relationship or anything like that. This reading will still be good for you to watch. So right now we have, right here, we have group 1, then we have group 2, group 3, and finally group 4. So take a moment to look at the piles, to meditate if you want, to basically figure out which pile you feel the most drawn to, and which pile you feel like the messages will be meant for you. So just take a moment to look at the piles and figure out if you would like to be group 1, group 2, group 3, or group 4. And then we will get started. Hello, group number 1. So here I have all of the cards and everything that outlays what your Valentine's Day is going to be like this year. So to begin, I pulled a rune that basically is just for the overall energies that your Valentine's Day will have. And this rune that we have here is called Al-Yiz. And basically this rune talks about having gone through a difficult time, perhaps, a really significant change. In the context, I'm going to go ahead and make the assumption that this change was something regarding your love life. Potentially, this could be that you just got out or have recently got out of a long relationship or a very difficult relationship. And what this rune talks about is emotions, and because of this challenge, this difficulty, this change that you've been through, having difficulty with keeping your emotions under your control. So basically the overall vibe that I'm getting from just this alone is that the energy of your Valentine's Day is going to have a lot to do with your past relationships. And that with having, gotten out of a serious relationship, having been hurt a lot in past relationships, maybe that is going to be putting you in a state this Valentine's Day, whether you're currently in a relationship or not, where you may be having some difficulty having a handle on your emotions. You may be a bit more emotional than normal. And this could go either way. Emotions are just that. They could be positive, they could be negative, but you're going to be feeling a little bit overwhelmed by them because of whatever this change in your love life, your relationships has come about recently. So, but the best advice that this rune really has to give is that remind yourself that you will progress from the state that you're in. If you find yourself getting caught up in your emotions and, negative emotions and getting overwhelmed by it, then remind yourself that you will make it through, and that you will progress and you will get out of whatever state you're in, because everything is temporary. Everything, the good, the bad, whatever it is that we're going through, it's always temporary. So if you find yourself having difficulty with that, or feeling like you're stuck in the past with your other relationships, with any problems you may be having in your current relationships, just try to not push away your emotions when you feel them. Allow yourself to feel them. If you're feeling betrayed, if you're feeling angry or hurt, or if you're feeling joyous, you want to allow yourself to feel those emotions and to work with them, but also to know when it's time to move on from them, and to remind yourself that you will move on eventually and you will get through it. So that is just the overall energy that I'm getting in regards to your Valentine's Day. So moving on from the overall energy of your Valentine's Day, for those of you who picked group number 1, the next card that I pulled right here was for what is going to be most important to you this Valentine's Day. So basically, what are you going to be putting the majority of your focus and your energy into? And for this card, as you can see, we have clouds, which represents mystical. So this card basically says that those of you who picked group number 1, you are likely very psychically gifted. You're likely very attuned to spirit and to those kinds of energies. You're good at picking up on energies. You're very spiritually inclined. And what this card says is that when this upcoming Valentine's Day comes, you may experience something that almost seems supernatural in a way. It's almost like you're going to experience something, or you may be experiencing something that you're having a hard time believing, because it's something that is, as I said, it's something that's going to feel very supernatural. It's something that's going to feel very spiritual, because you are so inclined and you're so psychically inclined with whatever abilities that you may have. So you're going to be experiencing something like that, and you may be having a hard time believing and feeling like what you're experiencing is real. But what this card tells you basically is that what you are experiencing is real. Keep this in mind. Whatever it is that will be happening to you or is happening to you that you may be having a hard time wrapping your head around, it is real. It is happening. You're going to be very connected to spirit on Valentine's Day and to the universe, and the universe is going to be sending something your way. So you want to pay attention to your intuition during this time, and you want to remind yourself that whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're going through, it is real, and spirit and your guides want you to know by sending this card that it is real. So in the context of this reading, I would say that whatever this is that you're going to be experiencing, this is something that is spiritually related to your love life. So I'm getting like divine timing. Something is going to happen here. And if you are, you know, currently searching, if you're not in a relationship, if you're currently searching, I get the vibe that this may have something to do with a romantic partner coming into your life that is a very, very significant relationship. It'll be a very significant connection. Now, this could be twin flame, if you believe in twin flames. This could be a soulmate, anything like that. Just whatever this relationship is that's either in your life right now or is going to be coming into your life, Spirit wants you to know that it's meant to come into your life right now, that they are bringing it into your life for a reason, this person or whoever it is. Because this could be in relation to yourself. This card could just mean that you're going to be focused a lot on self-reflection and, you know, enlightening yourself spiritually and just spending time with yourself and getting to know yourself better and strengthening that connection that you have with yourself in a more mystical, spiritual kind of sense. So if you're not currently in a relationship and you're not looking for a relationship, I get the message that this will be about, you know, self-reflection, being on your own, spending time on your own. If you are currently searching for a relationship, there's likely going to be this connection that will be brought to you with someone else. Or if you are currently in a relationship, I feel like there's going to be some sort of big revelation about this relationship that you're in. So ultimately, whatever it is that happens during this time, Spirit wants you to know that it's real, it's happening for a reason, you're not going crazy. So just trust in your intuition on this day, especially if you feel like, if you're having certain thoughts that you feel very strongly about, if you're feeling very inclined to do something that may seem kind of off the beaten path, like I said, this is something in a spiritual sense, something in a supernatural kind of sense. So, but you're going to want to go for that, and you're going to want to go towards that, and Spirit wants you to know that it is happening for a reason. So just keep that in mind as you go about this Valentine's Day. So next, for those who picked group number 1, I pulled a messages card for basically an important message that your guides, Spirit, the universe, angels, what have you, an important message that they want you to know regarding this upcoming Valentine's Day. And for this card, we have Be of Service. So I'm getting the message overall that you're going to be focused on giving to other people this Valentine's Day. So if you are in a relationship, you know, giving to your partner specifically. If you're not, then perhaps giving to yourself, you know, but this is a card of giving. This is a card of putting your attention into another party, and helping them in whatever way you can, and finding your own happiness by doing that. So through being of service to someone else, or to a cause, or to yourself, or to whatever it is that this is in relation to, by being of service and by putting your focus and your attention and energy into this person or whatever it is that you're doing, you will find happiness by doing this. It's going to make you feel very satisfied, and it's just going to make you feel good about yourself to give to someone else. Because this card talks about that being the best thing that we can possibly do for ourselves and for other people, is giving back and being of service. Because by doing this, you know, if you raise other people's vibrations, you make other people's days better, you raise other people's energies, in turn you will be doing that to yourself. So by giving selflessly and by doing acts and being kind to other people, whether this be in a minor way or a major way, that is ultimately going to help raise your own energies and help you to feel a lot better as well. So on this upcoming Valentine's Day, you're going to be very focused on giving back, giving to, like I said, this could be, if you're in a relationship, giving to your partner. You know, you're going to be very focused on basically making someone's day, someone's life better on this Valentine's Day. You're going to be focused a lot on someone else. Or, once again, if you are self-partnered, or whatever you would like to call it, if you're not currently actively looking for a relationship, what have you, you may be giving back to the community in some way. You may be doing something nice for yourself. This really talks about giving to other people, though. So giving back to the community, doing some sort of volunteer work, something like that. But on Valentine's Day, it seems that you're going to be dedicating the majority of your focus and your time and your energy into something else, some person, a romantic partner, some sort of cause that you're passionate about, anything like that. So you're going to be of service, as this card says, this upcoming Valentine's Day. And that is an important message that Spirit wants to give you, is that by doing this, and by being of service, and by giving to these people, or whatever this cause is that you're doing, you're ultimately going to be bringing that positive energy and that happiness back to yourself. Okay, moving on. For the next card that I pulled, I pulled for those of you who picked group number 1, what will your personal energies be like this upcoming Valentine's Day? And for you guys, I have pulled Taurus, also known as the bombshell. So this could be confirmation if you know that you have, if you are Taurus sun, moon, rising, if you know that this could just be confirmation that this message is for you, basically. But if you're not, don't get too caught up on that, because this is really just talking about Taurus energies and the energies that you will be exuding this Valentine's Day. So Taurus is all about the senses and pleasure. So on this Valentine's Day, the energy that you'll have is you'll be very much focused on, physicality and sensual pleasures. So you'll be focusing on basically just having everything be pleasurable, wearing clothes that you love, eating your favorite foods, listening to soft, sensual music, smells, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to be very, very, I keep saying sensual, but that's really the best way that I can put it, is you're going to be very sensual this Valentine's Day. Whether this be with yourself, with your partner, what have you, but you're going to be very, very focused on feeling pleasurable, which, makes sense because it's Valentine's Day, and whether you're in a relationship or not, Valentine's Day, it's all about love and doing things that you enjoy, and passion, and things such as that. And you're basically going to be embodying those things this Valentine's Day because of this card. So you are going to be, once again, you're going to be very inclined to allow yourself to engage in sensual pleasures. And this card says that you should allow yourself to do that. So, if you're doing if you want to do nice things for yourself this Valentine's Day, if you and your partner want to do nice things together, don't feel guilty about doing that stuff. Allow yourself to indulge, more or less. Allow yourself to experience these pleasurable things that you enjoy and that you're passionate about, and just allow yourself to feel that energy, because ultimately it's going to be good for you this Valentine's Day, because it's going to give you a chance to just slow down, relax, and just enjoy yourself, and enjoy the day, and enjoy your partner if you're in a relationship. So ultimately, those are going to be your energies for this upcoming Valentine's Day. So next, for those of you in group number 1, I pulled another energy card, except this is the energy of what I mentioned before, that an important romantic interest that you'll be encountering on Valentine's Day. This will be their energy. And as I mentioned before, when I say romantic interest, it could mean if you're in a relationship, it could mean your partner, your current partner. If you're looking, if you're single, it could mean someone that you're interested in right now, or someone that's interested in you and is going to be making that known. Or if you are self-partnered, you're not currently looking for a relationship, this is just going to be in regards to the energies you'll be treating yourself with, like your relationship with yourself in those energies. So overall, when I say romantic interest, it could mean a variety of things. So no matter what your relationship situation is right now, this is just going to be talking about the important energies of like the other half of the equation. So for this one, we have trine, which represents flow. And a trine is basically, that refers to planets that are close, but that are 4 signs apart. So I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. So like planets that are in the same element, kind of. So which this right now would be Earth element because of this Taurus card. So this other party that you're dealing with, whether this be you and your relationship with yourself or an actual other romantic party, this could mean that this person is also a Taurus, or they could be a Virgo or a Capricorn, because those are all earth signs. And basically what this card talks about is vibing, vibing with someone, having a good flow, having a good rapport with someone. So with this being in regards to the other party, a romantic interest, basically you're going to be getting along very well with this other party. There's going to be a very good connection between you, and you're going to be feeling very in sync. You're going to be feeling very like in tune with one another, and it's ultimately just going to be a good vibe that you've got going on with this romantic interest. And once again, as with this Taurus card, this card talks about, taking things easy, allowing yourself to relax, allowing yourself to focus on the good things, and like going towards what your heart is desiring in that moment. So with this card in this position that I pulled it for, the energies of the romantic interest that's going to be important to you this Valentine's Day, ultimately, you're going to mesh with them very well. They're going to be very good, lighthearted, kind of positive energies. Once again, this person that you're dealing with could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They don't necessarily have to be, but with this being this card and with this Taurus card here, I would say that it's likely that the person that you're dealing with is one of those signs. It's also an earth sign. And if you are an earth sign, and this person is also an earth sign, then you're going to be getting along very well. No matter what your signs are, you're basically going to be the same element as this other person, no matter what your zodiac is. And because of that, you're going to be getting along really well together, because it's like you understand each other a lot more. You want the same things make you happy, the same things make you tick, so you're going to be getting along very well with this person. And ultimately, that's a good thing to hear for Valentine's Day, because the other party is going to be a party that you are enjoying the company of. Once again, whether this means an actual relationship partner, whether you're single and you like run into someone, or you're talking to someone or interested in someone, or just with yourself. But either way, it seems like these two energies that I'm getting here are meshing really well together. You're going to be vibing, you're going to be having a good time, you're going to be, like I said, focusing on the pleasures, focusing on the sensual things and the senses, and it's just, overall, it seems like it's going to be a good Valentine's Day so far. So, those are the energies that I have. So now we will move on to gifts that the universe will be sending your way this Valentine's Day, and also some potential challenges or obstacles that you may face in regards to your love life. So first, between those two, we have gifts and blessings that the universe is going to be sending your way this Valentine's Day. And for this card, I got the 9 of Earth in the upright position. So what this card talks about is basically retreating into solitude, but in a way that, makes you feel happy. Like being comfortable being alone, and like enjoying things on your own, being in a space that makes you feel safe and secure and comfortable. And that's ultimately what you're going to be doing this Valentine's Day. So, this could be a sign that you and your romantic partner, you know, what have you, if you're in a relationship, you guys could be spending time at home, you know, having a nice movie night in, maybe a glass of wine, ordering some takeout, stuff like that, whether you're in a relationship or not, because this could be in regards to, you know, just your relationship with yourself. But basically, you're going to be staying where you feel comfortable, and you're going to be doing what makes you feel comfortable, and really just enjoying yourself and allowing yourself to relax and to focus on doing these things that you enjoy and doing these things that make you feel happy and passionate. So ultimately, the blessing that the universe and the gift that the universe will be giving to you this Valentine's Day is this. It will be allowing you to spend this time in your comfort zone, in your space that makes you feel happy, and to focus on doing these things that make you feel happy and that you enjoy. So really, once again, like I said, it seems like this Valentine's Day is going to be very good for you so far. So lastly, the last card that I have pulled is going to be for any challenges or obstacles that you could potentially face in regards to your love life this Valentine's Day. And for that, the card that I pulled for you guys was actually the Ten of Earth, interestingly enough, which is also a card that talks about, you know, having your own space that makes you feel comfortable, and, you know, being in this space and allowing yourself to be happy and allowing yourself to be comfortable. So, you know, and it's kind of almost repeating the message of this card, except just a little bit more about, like, finding the things that make you feel at home and that make you feel happy and secure. And that's what you're going to be putting the majority of your focus and energy and attention into. And I did pull this, obviously, for like a challenge or obstacle or something you may face in regards to your love life, but I'm not really getting any sort of conflict kind of vibes off of this card or this message. I'm really just kind of feeling that this is just a reiteration of this one. So, as I said before with the other card, you know, it talks about just being comfortable in your space, allowing yourself to indulge, allowing yourself to give in to these sensual pleasures, whether this be on your own or with your partner. But it's just this comfortable kind of being in a bubble, but like in a good way. It's not like you have to step out of that this Valentine's Day. The universe with this reading is letting you know that it is perfectly okay, and also a good thing for you to actually stay in this comfort bubble on this Valentine's Day, and to just, you know, maybe stay at home, like I said, have a movie night, you know, just be comfortable with you being on your own, alone, if you're not in a relationship and you're not searching, or, you know, with your partner if you are searching. But overall, I'm getting the message that this is going to be a good Valentine's Day for you, because there doesn't seem to be many conflicting energies, if any at all, going on in this reading. They all seem to be very, very positive, kind of light-hearted energies, which is a good thing, obviously, for Valentine's Day, because, you know, that's kind of what you want. You don't want to, whether you're in a relationship or not, you don't want to have a stressful Valentine's Day. And this is all just saying that it's going to be very chill, going to be very relaxed. You're going to be enjoying yourself, your partner, you know, and you're just going to be having a good time. You're going to be vibing. And I feel like, once again, that's ultimately what we would all like this Valentine's Day. But, so, once again, just to go quickly through everything, with the rune, it talks about, you know, you may potentially have some difficulty controlling your emotions. Your emotions are going to be very high this Valentine's Day, and you're going to be very in tune with them. Likely because you are feeling so spiritually inclined and everything this Valentine's Day, and you do have these psychic gifts. There's going to be a lot of energies going on, and you're going to be picking up on them a lot and feeling very emotional. And once again, emotion is just emotion. It could be positive, it could be negative. But overall from this, I'm getting the feeling that it is talking more about positive energies, which you'll be putting the majority of your focus into this Valentine's Day, as those positive, happy, passionate, and lighthearted kind of energies and emotions. You're going to be giving back, whether, you're going to be giving to another, I don't want to say another party because this could mean yourself, but you're going to be being of service, either to your partner or in regards to your relationship with yourself. You're going to be putting your attention into giving back, into doing nice things, and to making people happy, making yourself happy, making a partner happy, what have you. And something's going to be going on in regards to your love life. Either if you're spending your Valentine's Day just with yourself, you're going to be feeling very introspective. You're going to be very connected to yourself and knowing what makes you happy. Or with a partner or a potential partner, this could be the universe bringing someone into your life or bringing about some sort of revelation in regards to your relationship. And the universe wants you to know that it is happening for a reason. It is real. And they're bringing this thing about. They're bringing about this connection or whatever it is that is happening for a reason. And once again, with all of these cards, I don't want to keep repeating myself because a lot of the energies here are very similar. It's all going to be about indulging, giving into like sensual experiences and to pleasure and to passion, and just being comfortable, being in your own space, in your own element, enjoying the things that you enjoy, your favorite foods, your favorite music, spending time with your partner or with yourself. But ultimately, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of good, happy, loving, and passionate energies coming to you this Valentine's Day. And it's just going to be very chill, very laid back. You're going to have a good time. So ultimately, that is all that I have for you guys, and I hope that you do have a wonderful Valentine's Day, because it seems from this reading like that is where things are headed. So that is all I have for you guys. Hello, group number 2. So now I will be doing your guys' reading on what your Valentine's Day is going to be like, basically. So the first thing that I got for you guys is I pulled a rune to represent the overall energy of this Valentine's Day for you. And for you guys, I pulled Hagalaz, which is the rune of disruption. So basically what this rune talks about in these energies are, it's very disruptive energies in the sense that, something that a reality that you've been living in, something that you feel like you know very well, beliefs, a relationship, what have you, this reality that you've been in, these things that and that you feel kind of are your reality. There's going to be a disruption in this, and this, basically, you're going to be coming to the realization that something going on in your life is not as it seems, and you may have been feeling this recently, but trying to ignore it or trying to avoid it, because change is scary. We don't like change, obviously. But whatever this is, you're going to be coming to your senses about it, and this sort of illusion is going to be falling. And something that is going to be disrupted. But through this disruption, it will present you the opportunity to grow and to become better and to allow changes into your life for the positive. Because whatever this is, with the context of this reading, and with everything else, I get the feeling that this disruption will be in terms of a relationship. I don't want to say too much yet until I get more into the rest of the reading, but this could mean the end of a relationship. This could also mean just like a coming to terms with like realizing maybe that what you want, what you thought you wanted in a relationship isn't what you actually want, or something like that. Just some sort of idea or some sort of belief that you have in regards to relationships or to love or to a current relationship is going to be disrupted, and it is going to basically be changed. And this could, you know, at the time it could seem positive or negative, because there really is no good or bad. There's just, we perceive things as either being positive or we perceive them as being negative. But even when we perceive something as being negative, ultimately it benefits us, because it allows us to grow and transform and become better. So whatever this is, you know, this disruption that's coming to your love life, your relationship, and once again, this could be a disruption, an actual disruption in the sense that a relationship ends, or this could be a disruption in the sense that, like, your ideas regarding relationships and love are going to change. But whatever this is, keep in mind that this situation is for the best. It will better you in whatever way. So don't allow yourself to get too freaked out from that, because once again, I want to wait until I do the rest of the reading to kind of infer more from that, but for now, that's what I'm getting in regards to that rune. Okay, so the first actual card that I pulled for you guys was this one, and it's basically for what's going to be most important to you this Valentine's Day. What are you going to be putting the majority of your focus and your energy into? And for this, I pulled for you guys numerology, which represents precision. This card is all about precision. It's all about focus and, you know, sorry, hold on. So it's all about, like, focus and accuracy, because numbers, you know, numbers they're very specific. They're very how do I put this? They're like a non-arguable thing. Like, numbers just are what they are. So, and this could be saying that, like, just this absoluteness, this precision, is what's going to be, you're going to be focusing on this Valentine's Day. Or this could be talking about actual literal numbers. A lot of the times this card refers to, like, finances, or like your bank balance, your assets, your taxes, anything like that, because it is all about numbers. But I get the feeling that this may not necessarily be what this is talking about for you. It could be for some of you, but just the overall message that I'm getting is that this is in relation to just you're going to be very focused and very driven towards some sort of goal this Valentine's Day. And another message that I'm getting for some of you is that if you have been noticing recurring numbers a lot recently, like, you look at the clock and you keep seeing that it's like 2:22 or something, or you keep seeing repeating numbers out and about in life, then this is calling on you to really focus on that a little bit more, because the universe is trying to send you some sort of message. Your guides are trying to get in contact with you through these recurring numbers, and I feel like this is going to resonate with some of you specifically, with getting these messages. And really, this is spirit calling you to focus more on that, because they are trying to let you know something important, but you may not be, you either just may not be aware of it, or you don't know, like, what the numbers mean, or you don't know what to do about it. But if you find yourself having seen recurring numbers a lot lately, or you continue to see certain numbers, or certain numbers stick out to you, I would highly recommend looking up, like, if you're seeing 222 or something, look up, like, 222 angel number, and it'll like explain the spiritual meaning of the number and what the message might be that Spirit is trying to communicate with you. Because for half of you, I feel like this is in reference to you, Spirit trying to send you a message through these numbers. Whereas for the other half, I feel like this is just talking about you're going to be very, like I said, very focused, very driven, very precise towards something this Valentine's Day. Maybe it could potentially have to do with this sort of revelation, this disruption that you're experiencing. You may be very focused on finding a way to progress through whatever the situation is that's going to be thrown at you this Valentine's Day. But make sure that you pay attention to any recurring numbers, and you once again you may be very focused on some sort of goal. So I'm going to continue with the rest of the reading to try to give myself more of an understanding of what might be going on here. So next, for those of you who picked group number 2, I pulled an important message that the universe wants to give you in regards to Valentine's Day. And I actually got 2 cards for you guys for this one. And these cards are actually pretty interesting because their messages are very similar. So we have Forgive Yourself, and we also have Learn from Your Mistakes. So as I just mentioned, the message of these cards is very similar. I'm sure you can probably infer that just from what the cards themselves say. And whenever I get cards like this where it's like they have similar message, that basically tells me that this message is repeating because your guides want you to know that this is a really important message to focus on right now. So forgiving yourself, learning from your mistakes. Basically, what these 2 together talk about is, things happen to us in life that we deem to either be good or bad. When in reality, there's just experience. There's just experience and there's energy. And there can be positive energy, there can be negative energy, but there really is no good and bad. And this is something that's especially hard for us to remember when we're experiencing what we would consider to be a bad situation. So, but really when it comes down to it, depending on how you allow yourself to look at things, you can run into failures, you can run into rejections, something that you wanted to work out for you may not work out, but it's about picking yourself back up, learning the lessons, and just seeing things as lessons rather than seeing things as good or bad. If you instead focus on, everything is a lesson for you to learn from, because that's the whole point of life and of being here, is to learn. So if you focus on just learning, seeing things as the lessons that they are, and learning from those, you'll be a lot more content overall, because if bad things happen, but you learn from those experiences and you allow yourself to grow and become better and use that knowledge, in the future, then you can avoid repeating the same mistakes that you made in the past if you allow yourself to focus on that instead. So overall, I'm getting the feeling here that you have either recently come out of a bad relationship, you may have recently come out of a very difficult relationship, or for some of you, this could be saying that you are going to be leaving a difficult relationship. Something may happen coming up this Valentine's Day where you're becoming aware of something in the relationship that you may have wondered about or been thinking about, but that you weren't sure of, or you were trying to consciously ignore. This could be, I don't like saying cheating because I know that it freaks a lot of people out. So if you are in a relationship, this is 100% me not telling you that your partner is cheating on you. because these messages, you know, they're very fluid. Some messages can be meant for some people while others will be meant for other people. So, you know, if you're in a relationship, this is not me saying that your partner's cheating on you, but this could potentially mean for some of you who are in relationships that some information will be coming to light this Valentine's Day, and that information will basically force you to look at the situation objectively and to come to terms with whatever this is that you have been dealing with, and to, you know, stop having your head buried in the sand, basically, and with this new information, decide how you're going to progress and move on. And for some of you, this could be that you find out a partner has been being unfaithful to you. It could mean that, you know, maybe you and your partner just aren't really meant for each other, but you don't want to hurt them, or you don't want to be hurt, and so you've been, you know, clinging to the relationship even if you know that it's not good for you. And this could all be in things in the past as well. Like, this is what's happened to you in past relationships, and because of that, now you're in a point where you have difficulty trusting, and you're feeling like closed off from other people. But with both of these cards, you know, Spirit is calling to you right now to, as I said, not look at things as bad versus good, but just look at them as experiences and lessons to be learned, and to learn from, if you focus on that and you allow yourself to learn from these experiences and learn these lessons, then you'll avoid this kind of difficult situation, this stress, this heartache in the future, because you'll know better. Because the only way for us to know things for sure is if we experience them ourselves. So, you know, learning from your mistakes and allowing yourself to move on from that, and also forgiving yourself, because this card specifically talks about, you know, you may be either feeling guilty about some sort of mistake that you made in the past, or B, you could be feeling some sort of resentment towards someone for something that they did to you. Or both, you know, it could be both of those things, and oftentimes it is both of those things. But this card is basically saying that forgiving is important. You know, it's important to forgive other people, because we don't want to carry around that resentment, because negative energies just breed more negative energies. So, you know, you want to be aware of your thoughts and your feelings and your actions as well, but you want to be aware of all of that to make sure that you are attracting those positive energies into your life, rather than holding on to the negative ones and allowing yourself to be dragged down by those, because that will only continue to bring those energies back into your life. And, you know, no one wants that. We all want to avoid that as much as possible. But, you know, this card talks about the importance of forgiving other people, to let go of that resentment, but more importantly, the importance of forgiving yourself and being patient with yourself, and just being understanding and showing yourself, you know, the same forgiveness, and, you know, being as gentle with yourself as you would be with someone else. So not allowing the mistakes of the past, the things that you are unhappy about, or the things that didn't go the way that you wanted, you know, not allowing those to be your focus, and not allowing those things to hold you back, because that seems like I'm getting energies of that right now. Once again, this could be in regards to having gone through difficult relationships in the past. This could be in regards to something you're currently going through, something that is going to be happening this upcoming Valentine's Day. But it's going to be really important for you to forgive yourself for the mistakes. You know, don't allow yourself to, don't hold on to that guilt. Don't allow that guilt to hold you back from really learning and growing and becoming better. Don't allow that to keep you down. So forgiving yourself and also learning and moving on. basically are the energies that I'm getting here. So those are the important messages that Spirit wants you to know regarding this upcoming Valentine's Day. And once again, Spirit really wants you to know this because it was, the same kind of energy, the same sort of message was given to me twice. So this is just, something that you want to be aware of, and something that you really want to put your focus into right now is forgiving yourself, being patient with yourself and learning from your mistakes and moving on from them. So next, for those of you who picked group number 2, I pulled a card for your personal energy for this upcoming Valentine's Day. And for you guys, I have pulled Sagittarius, also known as the Voyager. So this could mean that you are a Sagittarius, that you have Sagittarius in your house, sun, moon, rising. But that would just be like a confirmation that this message is for sure meant for you. But if you're not a Sagittarius, don't get too caught up on that, because this is more about energies. And these Sagittarius energies talk about, needing to take a risk, needing to take a chance on something. And, the energies of this card basically are that you're having issues with some self-confidence, with being sure of yourself, and with building up walls and having these boundaries. And from these other cards that I have here, this is likely because you have been hurt in the past, and you're worried. You don't really trust yourself because you are not forgiving yourself for whatever has happened, and you're not learning from your mistakes. You're getting stuck on them, and because of that, you're not trusting yourself anymore. You don't feel like you know what's best for you at this point, and that sort of fear is holding you back from, probably going back into the dating world. If you're not currently in a relationship, then this is likely holding you back from doing that because you don't trust yourself, you don't want to repeat those same mistakes, and you feel like you're going to. But what this Sagittarius card talks about is that it's going to be really important for you this upcoming Valentine's Day to take that risk, to take that sort of leap of faith. And because there's going to be something going on, and I'm really getting the feeling this is in regards to your love life. So a lot of my piled 2s here, you're likely not in a relationship, and you have been avoiding relationships because of this difficulty, this heartache that you have dealt with in the past, and that's been holding you back. Because your boundaries and your walls have gotten so high and so thick that not only can no one get through them, but you are at a space where you no longer feel like you can get out of them. And you're trying to stay where you feel it's safe, but this card is really imploring you to step out of that comfort zone and to really go for whatever this is that's coming to you, because the universe is trying to bring something to you. Likely a relationship is going to be coming to you, or someone may have expressed interest in you, you may be interested in them, but you're holding yourself back from it because you're afraid of whatever might happen. Or you've just been avoiding dating completely, and you may be starting to think about it a little bit more. But this card is definitely calling on you to, go for whatever this thing is. Allow yourself to, go past those boundaries and to go past those walls, and allowing yourself to go for whatever this thing is, whatever this relationship is, this person is, that the universe is making you aware of right now. Because you need to move on from what's happened in the past. And I know that that's can be a lot easier said than done sometimes, depending on what it is that you've gone through. Because if, especially in relationships, if you've gone through hurt, you've gone through betrayal, you've gone through heartache, you've dealt with cheating, maybe with trust issues, anything like that, feeling like you're not good enough, it can be really, really difficult to move past those energies, and because those are very heavy energies that follow us around, and that try to prevent us from repeating our mistakes by not learning from them, though. And that's the important thing, is that you need to learn from them and move on from them and forgive yourself and tell yourself that whatever this is that happened, you know, in this relationship, if you were hurt in the past, it was not your fault. And you may feel like, oh, I was naive, you know, I should have seen the signs, I shouldn't have let myself deal with that, and you may be feeling that sort of guilt for yourself because of that. And you know, you gotta forgive yourself. You gotta let go of that guilt, and you gotta let it stop holding you back. Because another thing that this numerology card talked about that I didn't really mention, but that's starting to make a little more sense to me now, is a feeling of being out of control of something, and of using that focus and that precision to take that control back from whatever it is. And this seems to be in regards to your love life once again, and these past heartaches that you've dealt with, and allowing yourself to take control of that again, and to take control of your love life again by going for something that you have been holding yourself back from out of fear, because you don't want to let fear control you. You want to take control again. And the best way for you to do this right now is to, once again, step out of that comfort zone, take that leap of faith, go for, you know, get back into the dating scene, or go for this person that may be showing interest to you and that you've been too afraid to, you know, go for it. That's ultimately the message of this Sagittarius card right here, is go for it, because it's going to help you move on from whatever you've been dealing with, and it's going to help you feel a lot better and a lot more confident in yourself. So that's going to be really important for you this Valentine's Day, is to focus on that. So moving on, we have another card that I pulled for energies, except these are the energies of some other important romantic interest. So this could be your partner if you're in a relationship. This could be someone, like I said before, that's shown an interest in you, or that you may be interested in if you're single and talking to someone or what have you. Or this could just be in regards to your relationship with yourself. But I'm getting, which this is obviously more of a specific message, but for this pile too, I really am just kind of getting more of a specific message that this is in relation to someone who has gone through these difficulties in the past regarding romance, is dealing with those troubles now that has caused, and this is likely in regards to an actual other party, like someone that, for some of you, the message that I'm getting is this Libra is someone that has explicitly shown interest in you, or in that you may have been feeling interested in too, but you're afraid to go for it. But basically, this Libra card talks about, once again, regaining your personal power. So, you know, taking control of the situation, regaining your personal power, and rewards outweighing some sort of risk. So, and, you know, this is a very, very, like, idealistic, considerate, kind of harmonious card. Give me one moment. You know, and this card talks about, you know, going after what you want. And once again, you know, not going after what you want, taking those risks, and ultimately it will be rewarding for you in the end. And this card reminds us that, you know, it reminds you that your needs matter. You may have difficulty believing that sometimes, and feeling like, you know, you need to put aside your needs in order to take care of other people's needs first. And you know, the best advice that I can give in regards to that is a saying that I use all the time, which is that there's two. A, that you shouldn't have to light yourself on fire to keep others warm, and B, that if you always put others first, you teach them that you come last. And, you know, these cards are really calling on you to look at the situation objectively, to look at whatever's been going on, and to, for once, actually realize that your needs are important and to place them at top priority right now. Because right now you're gonna want to focus on yourself and doing what feels right to you, and just going for these things that you want, and not allowing what's happened to you in the past and this fear and this guilt, and not letting that stuff hold you back from going for what you think is going to make you happy. Once again, this is likely, I'm getting the message for some of you that this is in regards to a relationship that you have been afraid of going for because of the way your relationships have ended in the past. And with everything that I'm getting here, the universe is calling you to, you know, break past those walls, to go for this thing, to go for this person, this relationship, and to take this risk, because ultimately you will be rewarded for it, and you'll realize that you are much better off by going for this instead of continuing to allow yourself to be held back from it. So next, for those of you who picked group number 2, I pulled a card for gifts and blessings that the universe will be sending your way this Valentine's Day. And for you guys, I have pulled the Two of Earth. And this card is pretty simple in its meaning, which it talks about having control. Hold on one second. It talks about being, like, feeling centered and balanced, and basically regaining control over a situation, which this all is sending me the same message, which is why the message is very clear for this one. And, you know, this could potentially be meant for a specific person, because I'm getting more specific messages with this, but the blessings that the blessing that the universe is going to be giving to you this Valentine's Day is that you're going to regain control over this situation, and over the way that you've been feeling about it, and over this disruption and everything that's been going on. You're going to be regaining control over it, and you're going to be feeling more confident and more self-assured because of it. So ultimately, that's going to be a good thing, because it's going to get you out of this this headspace that you've been in because of whatever has happened in the past. You're going to be pulling yourself out of that by taking these risks and going for these things that you feel like you want to go after and that will make you happy. By allowing yourself to do that, you're going to finally be pulling yourself out of this this situation that you've been in, that you've been having a lot of difficulty with, I'm feeling, because of, you know, whatever has happened to you in your past relationships that's been kind of holding you back from moving on. You're going to start taking that control and start taking those steps to finally move past from it and finally heal from it, which is ultimately, I mean, that's a very, very good thing. And I'm happy to hear that you'll be pulling yourself out of this, hopefully. And finally, you know, this all kind of moves on to and segues into this final card that I pulled, which was for challenges or obstacles that you may face in regards to your love life. And this makes a lot of sense, because I pulled the Lovers in reverse, and, you know, just as with everything else here, what this tells me is this ultimately drives home, you know, the messages of this reading and what your guides and spirit and your angels, what have you, what they're trying to tell you. because the Lover's card says that love and relationships may seem like a struggle at the moment, that you're having a lot of difficulty with it. You know, you're feeling like things aren't going your way in your love life, basically, and they haven't been. But this card reminds us that the struggle can be valuable, because, once again, it helps us, seeing things as just lessons to learn from, helps us to grow as people and understand ourselves better and understand what we want out of a relationship more, and, you know, learning from your mistakes and forgiving yourself. So for those of you who picked pile 2, I really am getting a specific message with this now that I have everything all laid out together, and I you know, things have kind of been pieced together to create a cohesive story. This is what I'm getting. You have dealt with a lot of difficulty with relationships in the past. Heartbreak, potentially cheating for some of you, you know, issues such as that. This has led you into a place where your boundaries and your walls have been built up so much that, you know, you're afraid of going out beyond them because you're afraid of what you consider to be remaking the same mistakes that you made in the past regarding your other relationships that ultimately led to this heartbreak that's happened here. So this fear and this anxiety and this not wanting to repeat these same mistakes has been holding you back. It's been holding you back from dating. It's been holding you back from love. You know, your ideas of love may kind of be warped at the moment because of it. And there's likely a potential relationship that has come about that you've noticed, you know, someone that has this interest in you, but you haven't allowed yourself to go for it because you're afraid of, you think that you're naive and you're afraid of repeating what happened in the past relationships, and you're afraid of being hurt again, which, you know, no one wants to be hurt again. So, but it's going to be really, really important for you. And this Valentine's Day, this is basically what's going to happen as long as you, like, listen to these messages and take them to heart. You're going to finally be breaking out of this comfort zone that you've been in, and finally allowing yourself to push past those walls and to go back into the dating world, to go for whatever this relationship is, and to take that risk. Because in doing that, in allowing yourself to take that risk, you're going to be regaining control over the situation that you haven't had control of for what I feel is a while now. You haven't had control of this, and instead it's been controlling you, in the sense that you've been holding yourself back out of this fear of not wanting to be hurt, which is completely understandable. But you're going to be finally moving on from this. You're going to be finally allowing yourself to let go. You're going to be forgiving yourself and allowing yourself to learn from those mistakes of the past relationships and actually go for a new relationship. Get back into the dating world again. Go for, if some of you are dealing with a specific person, like I said, who's been showing interest, you're going to be allowing yourself to, you know, show interest in return. And by doing that, you're going to gain control over yourself. You're going to feel a lot more balanced. You're going to feel a lot more confident and self-assured. And ultimately, this sort of fog that has been clouding your love life is finally going to be lifting. Which, you know, that's great news. It seems like this Valentine's Day is going to be very significant for you in the sense that you're going to be you'll be forgiving yourself and, you know, being gentler with yourself about things that have happened in the past, and you're finally going to be moving on from that and releasing those energies of, you know, guilt and of resentment. And because of this, you know, things are going to be looking up a lot more in regards to your love life, and there's going to be some sort of situation, some person, some sort of opportunity regarding your love life that when you go for it, it's going to be very good for you. It's going to be very cathartic. It's going to be very, very healing experience for you overall this Valentine's Day. So I wish you the best of luck with that. And I hope that these messages help you and give you a better understanding, and that, you're able to listen to them and take them with you and to move forward with the situation, because it does seem like you've been going through the ringer basically recently in regards to love and relationships, and I'm happy to see that is finally going to be you're going to be moving on from that. So that is all that I have for my pile number 2s. So thank you again for coming to this reading, and I hope that these messages are able to help you in your journey. Hello, group number 3. So now we will start your reading on what you can expect from this upcoming Valentine's Day. And the first thing that I have for you guys is I pulled a rune for the overall energies of your Valentine's Day. And for you guys, I pulled this rune, which is Awaz, which it's the rune of movement. So, and this means movement in the sense of like bettering a situation, like progressing in a positive way. And this could be in relation to, bettering yourself, bettering a relationship, or just bettering your life in general. But you have been, some sort of situation has been progressing and moving in a positive way. And because of that, you're likely feeling like you're in a good space right now. And because of the context of this reading, I would say that this is in regards to either your romantic relationship. If you're currently in a relationship, things may have been progressing in a very positive way, and you're very comfortable where you're at now because of that. Or this could just be in regards to your relationship with yourself, and that you have a very good, you've been going through transformation, and you have a very good, comfortable relationship with yourself. But overall, once again, this energy is signifying that things have been progressing in a good way, and because of that forward movement, that positive progression, you're finding yourself in a very comfortable spot right now because of that. So next, for those of you who picked group number 3, I pulled a card for basically what will be most important to you this Valentine's Day. In the sense that, like, what will you be putting most of your attention and your focus into? And for you guys, I pulled the Spells card, which represents alchemy or transformation. This is 100% a card about transformation, and positive transformation at that, which once this makes a lot of sense and coincides a lot with this rune, the rune of positive movement, because this talks about, realizing how powerful transformation is, and certain situations or things, or even your relationship with yourself, transforming into something more beautiful, something more positive. So this is all about transforming things into like a better version of that thing. So in regards to this Valentine's Day, it seems like ultimately, this card also talks about having a good self-worth and feeling very self-assured. So with this Valentine's Day coming up, you're going to be putting most of your focus and your energy into this sort of positive transformation. So into your relationship with yourself and allowing that to become better, and also into the things that you want out of life, the things that you feel will make you happy, and like your relationships, romantic relationships, whether it be a current relationship, or you're looking, or your relationship with yourself, you're going to be focusing on going towards the things that you want and recognizing your own power to bring those things about into your life. So this all of this positive transformation is going to be really good for you this Valentine's Day, because basically this card says that everything you touch turns to like metaphorical gold. So all of the energies that you'll be focused on and surrounded by this Valentine's Day, you know, with a partner, with just a romantic interest in general, or with yourself. These all seem to be like they're going to be very, very positive, very go-getter kind of energies, where you're going to be going after the things that you know will make you happy, and you know you're going to be in a good situation basically because of all of this. So next for you guys, I pulled messages cards, so important messages that the universe wants you to know. And for you guys, I have two separate cards. I got Make Each Day Count and Understand Your Body. So for the Make Each Day Count card, basically the message that the universe wants you to know with this is, do things that you enjoy. Go after the things that you enjoy. Don't put things off until tomorrow, because we never really know for sure if tomorrow is actually going to come. The only thing that we do have, you know, and that we can control is this present moment, and do things in this present moment. And this card is all about doing things in the present moment. And to, you know, put yourself into new projects, you know, go towards the things that make you feel passionate and that make you happy, and try new skills, try new things. Just allow yourself to have those new experiences, and to literally make each day count, make every moment count actually, and to just do the things that make you happy, and not to like say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, or like a way that I like to think about this is, you know, you may say you have a nice bottle of champagne, and you're like, oh, I should save this for a special occasion. You know, and you keep saving it, and you keep saving it because you're always like, oh, well, you know, the next occasion, the next special occasion, I don't want to waste it, you know. But if you're doing something that you enjoy, then you're not really wasting anything, you know. You're doing something that you enjoy is something important in of itself. And this talks about literally that, and just not constantly feeling like you have to save that something special for a certain occasion, or constantly waiting on it, because, you know, you never know if that's actually going to come for sure. So allow yourself to partake in the things you enjoy, and eat and drink and do the things that you enjoy today. You know, stop waiting for tomorrow to do that. And with this Understand Your Body card, you know, this could be taken in one of a few ways. This could be, if depending on what your spiritual beliefs are, like for me personally, it's the idea that who you are, you know, the person that you are, the life that you've led, your physical body, your skills, your capabilities, everything like that was all chosen for a reason. And you chose those things. So in that sense, this is talking about, like, look at yourself and look at your qualities and your skills and the things that you're good at and the things that you have difficulty with, and, you know, ask yourself, why was this body chosen? Why these particular skills? Why these particular abilities? And to try to understand that, you know. So it's kind of all about recognizing your good qualities and the things that you're good at, and, you know, thinking, well, this is why, like, this is the reason why I have this quality, you know, this is the reason that this specific thing happened. And just understanding that in a more and understanding that in a much more beneficial way. But this also could be talking more in a literal sense, especially since this is talking about Valentine's Day, and more of a sexual sense of understanding what excites you sexually, and understanding how your body works sexually and what makes you tick. For, both for the benefit of yourself, or if you're in a relationship, for the benefit of a partner as well, because, if you're in a relationship, hopefully, if you're in a good relationship, your partner wants to understand, how to please you, how to satisfy you. And the only way for them to understand that about you is if you understand that about yourself, if you find those things and you discover those things. So important messages that the universe is trying to give you is, for Valentine's Day, focus on the now. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on satisfying yourself. Focus on, the things you enjoy, the things that you find pleasurable, and that sort of thing, and just allow yourself to indulge in the moment. Don't wait for the next day, especially with Valentine's Day, because it is a day for love and passion and indulging in things that make us happy. So ultimately, you're going to be surrounded by some good energies with this. A lot of positivity overall so far. This is a very positive kind of energy and feeling that I'm getting from these messages. So just allowing yourself to do what you want to do, do what makes you happy, and understanding yourself, what makes you happy, and how to pleasure, and how to satisfy yourself, basically. Once again, for your own benefit, and if you're in a relationship, for the benefit of a partner and for the benefit of a relationship as a whole. So next, for those of you who picked group number 3, this card I pulled for your personal energies this coming Valentine's Day. And for that, we have the Numinous, which is a very interesting card, represents mystery. And basically, this card is all about your connection to the divine and to spirit, and being attuned to spiritual energies, and being kind of like spiritually inclined. And specifically, what this card says is that this is supposed to be talking about your energies, which, once again, like I said, this likely represents that you have a good intuition. You're very connected to spiritual energies in general, and specifically towards Valentine's Day, on Valentine's Day. But this also says that there is likely some sort of message that is the universe is trying to send to you, some sort of really important message, and that this message could be delivered in any number of ways. It could be something that you hear in a conversation, or some sort of writing that you see somewhere that stands out as being significant. But some sort of important message is going to be sent to you, likely on Valentine's Day itself for this one. I'm kind of feeling this. And it's going to be... this is where your intuition and your connection to the divine is going to be really useful to you, because by allowing yourself to be open and receptive to the energies and the messages, this will come through a lot more clearly. Because whatever this message is, it's going to be really important for you to know, likely in regards to your love life, to your relationship. This could be in regards to like a soulmate, a twin flame, anything like that, something significant like that, or even the importance of your relationship with yourself. But there's going to be some sort of important message that's going to be coming through to you, and you want to make sure that you're going to be open and receptive to that, and that you're sort of looking out for that kind of message. And from with this card talking about this specific message, this message is going to be so important and so significant that when you receive it, you'll know. Like, as long as you are aware, you make yourself aware that this message is being sent to you, and you make yourself receptive of it, and you like keep an eye out for it, when the message comes to you, you will know what it is. And I can't speak on exactly what this is, because this seems like if you picked pile number 3 and you are getting this message right now, you likely know what this is in relation to. I obviously don't know what this is in relation to, other than it seems like it might have something to do with romantic relationships because of the context, but you likely know what this is talking about. And maybe you've had a certain question or something on your mind recently regarding a relationship, or you've been trying to figure something out, or you have like option A, option B, you don't know which way to go. But whatever this uncertainty is, whatever this questioning is, it's going to be revealed for you, and it's going to be made clear. And the answer that you've been looking for is going to be sent to you in the form of this message. And once you get it, once you see it or you hear it, it's going to stand out as being significant. And once you receive the message, you'll know that that is the message that you were meant to receive. So, like I said, if you picked this pile, you likely know what this is in regards to. And this could be, because of this card having to do with all of this positive transformation that you've been going through, and maybe a new relationship that you've started, or a new relationship that you're thinking of starting, or something like that. But the answer is going to be very clear. So just make sure that you're looking out for that message, and when it comes in, you will know that you have gotten it, basically. But that's going to be really, really important for you this Valentine's Day. So the next one that I have here was for basically energies of an important romantic interest. And I mentioned this before about what exactly I mean about romantic interest, but so this is in regards to the energies of that romantic interest. And for this card, I got Cancer, which represents the doula. And this is a card all about like very, very nurturing, compassionate energies, very like self-care kind of energies. But it also talks about the balance between giving and receiving in our lives, and specifically for this in a relationship. And because this is dealing with another person, I get the idea that this is talking about you may, if you look back on your relationship, either your current relationship or your past ones, you may notice a pattern of you tend to give more in a relationship than you get out of the relationship. You may put in more effort, or invest yourself more emotionally, and then ultimately end up not getting that same sort of energy returned to you that you're giving out. And it's important to look at that, and to recognize when you've maybe been giving too much, or when you've been receiving too much as well, because that can cause a lot of problems where, if you care about someone and you want to help someone, and you want to do what you can to help them thrive and do well, but if you feel that way towards someone else, and they're not really showing you that same sort of respect or that same sort of care that you're showing them, then we can often come to resent those people, even if they're not doing so intentionally, because it can be very frustrating when we feel like we're giving more into a relationship than we're actually getting out of it. That can be very frustrating. So this card, it talks about that balance, and it talks about basically, if that has been your situation, allowing yourself to be the one to receive, and putting your needs first for a change, and putting what you want and going after what you want. And this card basically says that, self-care is never a selfish thing to do. If you are doing what makes you happy and it's not hurting anyone else, but you're going for what makes you happy and comfortable and what makes you feel loved, then you should go for that ultimately, no matter what the situation is. And with this, as I said, with this being in this position for this other person, this is likely that you have seen this pattern in the past of giving more into your romantic relationships than you've gotten out of it, which I know I can definitely relate to. But with this, I'm getting the feeling with all of this that this Valentine's Day, you're going to be focused a lot more on yourself and on, self-care and making yourself feel comfortable and making yourself feel loved and happy, which makes sense as well with the Make Each Day Count card, talking about, doing the things that make you happy and living in the moment and allowing yourself to be happy in this moment and do things that make you happy in this moment. And the Understand Your Body card, specifically talking about like sexual gratification. So with this this important message that's going to be being sent to you, you're also going to be focused, on self-care. If you're in a relationship, then this says basically that no matter what your situation is relationship-wise, if you're in a relationship, if you're like actively in the dating scene, or if you're self-partnered and you're just not looking for a relationship, there's going to be a lot of focus being put on you and your happiness and your satisfaction this Valentine's Day. Whether that be you putting that focus onto yourself and going the self-care route, or a partner that you're with, or someone you're romantically involved with that you happen to be spending Valentine's Day with. They're going to be putting a lot of their focus and energy into you and into making you happy. So this, this imbalance of putting your needs above other people and always giving more rather than receiving more is going to kind of be broken this Valentine's Day, and it's going to be flipped around to where you're the one that's going to be on the receiving end of pleasure and happiness and of love, which I think will ultimately be good for you, because you may, because of the way things have happened in the past with relationships, you may be feeling kind of disheartened and like, you're not going to find anyone that understands you, and you're not going to get the respect that you feel like you deserve out of a relationship. So I feel like this Valentine's Day and whatever is going on here is ultimately going to be a good thing for you, whether this be self-care and focusing on yourself, or whether it be, a partner showering you with love and gifts or what have you. So ultimately I think it's going to be a good Valentine's Day so far. So now we will move on to the final two cards that I pulled for you. So moving on, for those of you, continuing with those of you who picked group number 3, I pulled a couple tarot cards for you, and for the first one, it was for blessings and gifts that the universe will be sending your way this Valentine's Day. And for that, I pulled the 3 of Earth in the reverse position, which is an interesting card to get for blessings and gifts, because initially this does not seem like a blessings gift kind of card, because it talks about taking too much on your own, and for the sake of saying that you're independent, when in reality it's just overwhelming you and making you feel exhausted. So, initially this would be seen as, oh, well, how could this be a positive thing? How could this be like a blessing or a gift? And the way that I'm taking to interpret this card in this position is that you may have been dealing with this a lot, where you are taking on too much on your own, and you have been feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by it. But these feelings, this sort of exhaustion and this stress you've been potentially having to deal with from taking on too much at once, is it's going to be lifted, because you're going to be not only recognizing the fact that you are taking on too much and you're overwhelmed, which is obviously the first step in changing things always, is to recognize that there's a problem, but you're also going to be receiving help from someone. And this could likely be your romantic partner if you're in a relationship, or like a potential romantic partner if you're searching, or it could just be from a friend or someone that you're close with. But overall, you're going to be allowing yourself to let go of this need for control that you may have been feeling recently, and feeling like you constantly have to be in control, and you constantly have to do things on your own, because you have been doing a really good job of transforming things and manifesting things and changing things for the better. But you also, as I said, want to make sure that you take care of your own needs and recognize your own needs, and not take on too much at once simply for the sake of calling yourself independent. And this kind of difficulty that you may have been dealing with, it seems like this is going to be lifted on this Valentine's Day, because you're going to be receiving this message, this answer that you've been waiting for, and you're going to be getting some sort of help. You're going to be on the receiving end of something, some sort of gifts, or help or aid. You're going to be on the receiving end of that, instead of being the one that constantly gives and the one who constantly helps. Help is going to be offered to you, and you're going to be allowing yourself to receive that help, because you're going to realize, hey, I do all of this work for other people all the time, and I rarely allow myself to have that same sort of respect that I give to other people. So you are going to be allowing yourself to do that this Valentine's Day, which is going to be good for you, because it'll help take some of that weight off your shoulders, and it'll help you feel a lot less worked up, basically, and you'll be feeling, it'll be relaxed and a positive Valentine's Day, and you'll be feeling the love from some party, whether that be an outside party or whether that be from yourself. It's going to be very you-centric Valentine's Day, ultimately, is what I'm getting from here. And the last thing that I have for my group number 3s is any obstacles or challenges that you may face in regards to your love life this Valentine's Day. And for this one, I pulled the Sky Tom, which is always a very interesting card in relation to difficulties, because this difficulty comes from within yourself, basically. Because the Sky Tom talks about potentially stepping on other people in pursuit of your own goals, and hold on. And potentially, acting aggressively in order to get something that you want. So, overall this seems to be a very positive reading, but I am getting the message that because of this imbalance of give and take that you have likely dealt with in past relationships, or in a recent current relationship, what have you, because of that, you're feeling like you need to do things yourself, and you're only in it for yourself, and you're like, I've spent all of this time helping and caring for other people, and they're not doing the same thing for me. So basically, you might be in a point right now where you're like, well, then why should I? Why should I help them if they're not going to help me? I'm the only one who's going to help myself, so I have to do everything on my own. I have to have that individuality and that self-reliance. But because of that, as this card said, you are kind of taking on too much, and you're being exhausted and overwhelmed by this feeling and this need to do everything for yourself, because you feel like no one is going to do it for you. No one is going to help you with it in the way that you have helped them in the past. So basically what the universe is calling on you to look at is someone is going to be offering you help. Someone, like I said, is going to be putting their attention and their focus on you and into pleasing you and making you happy and helping to take this weight off of your shoulders. And you may initially be inclined, because of this kind of state that you're in right now and feeling this way about this imbalance, you may be inclined to, like, basically push away the help and to be like, no, I don't need you, you know, I can, no one else is, you know, you may be afraid of potentially making the same mistake, so you're like, well, I don't need you, I'm just going to do this myself, and risk, you know, being aggressive in that behavior, and pushing others aside and basically mowing other people down in pursuit of this individuality and this self-reliance, and doing everything on your own. That's a risk. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that seems to be a risk that you're facing right now because of this headspace that you're in regarding relationships and romance. But if you are aware of that and you consciously make sure that you avoid that, and instead of taking that route of allowing yourself to let your guard down and to allow this help and to allow this this attention that someone is willingly and openingly going to shower on you this Valentine's Day, by allowing yourself to basically give into that and to indulge in that, and to allow yourself to once again be on the receiving end of everything for a change rather than constantly giving. Because someone in this situation, whether a current partner, a potential partner, or, you know, someone in this situation is wanting to give to you instead of taking from you, which is what you're used to. But because you're not used to people giving to you in the way that you give to others, you may be very wary of that, and because of that sort of uncertainty, that wariness, that's where this risk comes in, of potentially mowing down the help in this person that wants to be there for you and wants to help you, because you feel like you have to do everything on your own, which this whole reading is 100% saying that that's not the case. You don't have to do everything on your own. You just have to find the right people who are going to care for you and respect you and show you the same love and appreciation that you have shown to others in the past, and that you need to show yourself. You will find someone like that, and it seems like this Valentine's Day, this person is going to be in your life, and some party is going to want to once again put their focus on you and please you and make you happy and make you feel loved. And you just need to accept that. You need to allow yourself to accept that and allow yourself to enjoy it, because you do deserve it. You know, you've been working very hard, and you know, you've been taken advantage of in the past, obviously with this, but don't let that hold you back. Don't let that keep you from experiencing those things that you really do want to experience in a relationship, but that you're kind of closing yourself off from because you feel like it's never going to happen. But this is saying that it is going to happen, and this Valentine's Day, it's going to be important for you to, once again, just allow yourself to be on the receiving end of that happiness, whether that be from an outside party, like a romantic partner, which it seems like that could very, very likely be the case for a lot of you. I'm getting new relationship vibes from a lot of this, which, once again, if that doesn't resonate with you, no matter what your situation is, whether you're actively in a relationship and your partner's going to be showering you with love, or you're self-partnered, single, you're going to be focusing on yourself and, you know, self-care and showering yourself with love. But I am, for some of you, definitely getting this new relationship, this new party kind of vibe, where someone is entering your life or has entered your life, and, you know, wants to they're the one that wants to shower you with this love and affection, and they're going to be trying to do that on Valentine's Day. And if you allow yourself to be receptive of that, then ultimately it'll be really good for you, because it'll help you de-stress. It'll help you have just a good, positive, and relaxing Valentine's Day, which is ultimately what you want to happen. So that is all that I have for you, group number 3. So I hope that these messages were helpful, and thank you again for coming to this reading, and I will see you in the next one. And last but not least, we have my pile number 4s, those of you who picked the last pile. So this is what your Valentine's Day is going to be like. To begin, the rune that I pulled for you is this rune, which is... The rune that I pulled for you is Anzu's, which is, it's the messenger rune. It's the rune of signals, basically. So, this rune 100% talks about the message that some sort of information is going to be relayed to you, some sort of message, some sort of sign, some sort of knowledge is going to be imparted to you, and this is likely going to come from an unexpected source. But whatever this is, this important message, it's going to be really significant to you, because it's going to make you aware of some sort of knowledge, something about a situation that you weren't aware of before, some sort of knowledge that has been hidden to you. So this Valentine's Day, or leading up to this Valentine's Day, there's going to be some sort of information, some sort of new information that's going to be given to you, that's going to make a situation a lot more clear. It's going to make things, it's going to help you understand things in a situation a lot better. And like I said, this could likely come from an unexpected source. So best advice that I can give is just try to be more aware and receptive of messages from Spirit, because the universe is going to be trying to contact you to let you know something that will be important to your situation, likely in regards to your love life, because of the context of this reading. So the first actual card that I have pulled for you guys is for what's going to be most important to you this Valentine's Day. In other words, what you'll be putting most of your focus or attention into. And for you guys, I actually pulled the tarot card, which talks about guidance. And this is a card of both stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks in order to get rewards, and also of, hold on. And also of discovering your life's mission and walking down your path and coming more into alignment with your purpose and who you are as a person, and self-discovery. So tarot as a whole, just tarot in general, is all about your cycle through life, your life's journey, obstacles and challenges that you face along the way, and like blessings and gifts that are bestowed upon you, in other words. So, it's all about your life's journey, your life's path, and following your intuition to take the necessary steps to continue down that road. It really is about intuition with this, and your connection to the divine, and your ability to receive messages and everything, anything of that sort of nature is what this card talks about. And this could also represent that an unexpected offer is going to be made to you, which would go along with this rune that I pulled, which talks about knowledge, new information, new knowledge that's important coming from an unexpected source. So with both of these together, I get the idea that for some of my pile 4s, someone that has an interest in you romantically that you maybe didn't know had an interest in you or that you may have suspected but you weren't sure about is going to come forward and make it clear that they have an interest in you and that they would like to develop things further if you as well are interested. Because that's what I'm kind of getting with the information and the offer coming from an unexpected source, is that this person is likely very interested in you, but hasn't made that interest known for one reason or another, but they're going to be making that interest known to you leading up to Valentine's Day, or potentially even on Valentine's Day. And your choice of whether or not you decide to go for this relationship or not is going to be very significant in helping to shape your path moving forward romantically at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the reading so that I can infer more from this, because at the moment I'm not sure if this relationship would be beneficial to you or not. I'm assuming that it will be, but I just want to read a little bit more and see what else I can get from this. So next, for those of you who picked pile 4, I have 2 cards here which are important messages that the universe wants you to know regarding this upcoming Valentine's Day, or just everything going on in general with your love life right now. And I got 2 messages for you guys, and these are thoughts create your reality and journey within, which are an interesting pair because they do coincide with each other. They tie in a lot, because we'll start with thoughts create your reality. That's a card that basically explains that you are the one in control of your life and of your reality. And if you look around yourself right now, the place that you're in your life, you got there by making the choices that you've made, whether those have been conscious choices or more subconscious choices. But all of your choices that you have made, you know, everything that's happened in your life has led up to this moment, basically. But you are the one who controls those things. You are the one who controls your own reality by making these choices. And if you are more consciously aware of these choices that you're making, then you really do take control of your reality by being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your opinions, and being aware of your choices that you're making, and following your intuition, and actually creating your reality by being consciously aware of your choices. So this is all about you being in control of your own reality and making choices to bring about the life that you want and to find your own happiness, whatever that may be. And with this journey within card, this talks about following your intuition and being receptive of messages and guidance from the universe and from spirit, and just being more spiritually open. And, you know, it's all about self-reflection and introspection and all of that. And it ties in very well with this Thoughts Create Your Reality card, because if you journey within and you're open and receptive to the messages and the guidance from the divine and from spirit, and you're also more attuned with your intuition, you know, and you follow your intuition, then that will already, by following your intuition and being aware of that will help you make choices consciously to manifest and bring about the things that you want in your life. So in regards to this Valentine's Day and to love and romance in general in your life, these cards are asking you to look at your past relationships, look at your love life currently, and look at like your beliefs regarding love and regarding what you want out of a relationship and what you want out of a partner, and look at all of that stuff and realize that the thoughts that you have, the opinions that you have, and those thoughts that you are putting out basically are creating your reality of your love life at the moment. no matter what that is, whether you are in a perfectly happy, healthy relationship right now, or whether you feel like, love isn't meant for you and you're just gonna die alone, whatever your thoughts are on that, these cards are calling you to realize that you are the ones in control of those thoughts, and that those thoughts that you decide to put your focus and your energy into are the thoughts that are going to create your reality and bring about those things that you believe are going to happen. And you obviously want to, keeping that in mind, that you are in control of your reality by your thoughts and your feelings. You want to keep in mind what you're putting out into the universe, and what kind of reality you are creating for yourself in general, but for this case and specifically in regards to your love life. And just by being more aware of that, and by being more conscious of the fact that, like, your thoughts and your actions and your feelings will help to shape your love life into whatever you want it to be, then that will help you out a lot. Because if you feel like love isn't meant for you, then that's the kind of reality that you'll create. Because if you genuinely feel that, you genuinely believe that, and those are the thoughts that you have and that you're putting out into the universe, you are telling the universe that you do not want love or romance, because you feel like it's not meant for you. And so even if it's something that you do actually want, if you are practicing those thoughts and beliefs, even unintentionally, then that's ultimately what you're going to create for yourself. So you want to be more aware of what you're creating, in other words. And once again, I was getting this message that, like, there may be this offer being presented to you. Someone's likely going to come forth and say, hey, I'm interested in you. I would like to pursue this. And you are going to be given the choice of what you want to do in that situation. And ultimately, no matter what you do, Spirit is calling on you to go towards whatever you genuinely feel will make you happy. Go towards what you genuinely feel is the best course of action to find your happiness and to be comfortable in love, and to be comfortable in a relationship, what have you. Just go towards what makes you happy. Follow that intuition, and don't hold yourself back from potentially doing what will make you happy, because you have that feeling of uncertainty and you're not sure. You want to be sure of yourself at this time, and this is the universe letting you know that you should be, because your thoughts are creating your reality, and you should be following your intuition. So in regards to this romantic situation that's going to be coming about, do whatever you genuinely feel is best, and whatever you genuinely feel is going to make you happy. That's the best advice that I can give for that. So next for you guys, I pulled a couple cards for energies. The first one being, what will your personal energies be like this upcoming Valentine's Day? And for that, I have the conjunction card, which represents empowerment. And basically, this card, hold on. This card basically talks about, like, defending something very strongly, like ferociously, to the point that it's almost exhausting that you're defending it so much. This could be a belief, a behavior, anything like that. Just something about yourself that you feel the need to defend, and that you feel the need to basically almost be sort of like aggressive about defending. Because you're so much in the belief, like, this is me, this is what I think, this is how I feel, and I'm not gonna let that change. And it's like you're defending this so much that it's becoming a hassle for you. It's becoming like you, like I said, it's exhausting at this point to have to keep defending yourself. And this is like the universe is asking you to really look at that whatever it is that you're defending about yourself, and to try and loosen up a little bit. Because think about like the way that the book puts it is, it says, think about the part of yourself you most fiercely defend and what you're protecting beneath it. So it's like, what is this that you are defending so much, and why do you feel the need to defend it about yourself to the point where it is making you feel exhausted? Like, where is that need coming from? You really need to look at that. And this is all about a card of taking up space in a way that you allow your needs and your wants to be known, and then the universe and the world responds accordingly to that. So it's like the way that it's explained is, it's not being defensive or offensive. It's just like allowing yourself to be, allowing yourself to exist, and then allowing your wants and your needs to be put out there and to be taken care of in turn, and to just be, to just exist as you are, and to feel empowered in that in of itself, that you can just exist and you don't have to like constantly justify your existence or your beliefs or your wants or your needs, what have you, that it is that you're going through. And to just allow yourself to relax on that, allow yourself to not feel like you constantly have to be on the defense about it. And with everything else, I'm getting that this is in regards to your love life, that you something seems to have happened where you feel like you feel like you have to be on the defensive about whatever this is regarding romance and love, and you feel like you're not, love isn't meant for you. I said that before. It seems I'm getting the vibes that you feel like love isn't meant for you, and you're so stuck in that belief that you're like defending it to the death. And even if like something is being presented to you, like a relationship that might actually make you happy if you went for it, and that could actually be what you're looking for, it's like feeling the need to defend your beliefs and your stance on this is causing you to hold yourself back from potentially going for something that could be good for you, and something that you want, and something that would make you happy. So this really talks about, looking at that in yourself, looking at why you feel like you have to do that, and what sort of like insecurity, what sort of fear you're hiding with that sort of aggressive defensive behavior, and letting go of that, choosing to let go of that. Because once again, these thoughts are creating your reality. These negative kind of stuck defensive thoughts and beliefs that you have regarding love and your love life and the potential success of a relationship, because of something that may have happened in the past, that is inadvertently creating more of that energy in your love life and causing more of the problem that you really want to get away from, but that you ultimately just keep getting stuck in because of this belief, this behavior that you're exhibiting right now. And the way for you to get past that is to journey within, to listen to the messages and the guidance of spirit, and to follow your intuition, and to go towards the things that you feel will make you happy, even if because it's all about that risk. Once again, having to take the risks for the rewards. And it's like, would you rather not take the risk and stay in your comfort zone, stay in your safety, but continue to be in a spot where you're not happy and where you genuinely don't feel like you're meant to be? Or would you rather take that risk, take that leap and go for something that you know could make you happy if it would work out? Because that's all life is about, is taking those risks and taking those leaps of faith to try to find the things that make you happy. And right now, in regards to your love life, that's what you need to do. So I want to continue with the reading before I give my kind of 2 cents on the issue. But yeah, basically, you are in control of your reality, and you need to shift your focus from feeling like you have to defend yourself on whatever the stance is that you're taking regarding love and romance and relationships. And you need to allow yourself to kind of break free from that rigid thinking, and to break free from those ideas, and to go towards whatever this offer is, that's this unexpected offer, this unexpected person that's being presented to you. The next energy card that I have is for, basically it's supposed to be for the energy of another party in the situation, of the romantic interest that I talked about at the beginning of the video. And for this, interestingly enough, I got 2 aspect cards for the energies. And for this one, we have semi-sextile, which is the allowing card. And this is all a card about like subtle changes, not taking drastic actions, and it reminds us that growth and change are things that happen gradually and slowly. It's not like now or never, all or nothing. They're things that happen in their own time as they're meant to. But with this card, hold on. But with this card, it is imploring you to focus on those shifts, to focus on like subtly changing your idea, your perspective on something. And from the way the book puts it, it says, travel toward your growing edge, that slightly uncomfy territory that is nonetheless curiously compelling. So once again, this talks about going out of your comfort zone with this and with everything else I've been talking about. And going out of your comfort zone, but in a subtle way, like not expecting yourself to just change this belief overnight, this sort of rigid idea, belief that you have regarding love and relationships. It's not going to change overnight. You can't expect it to change overnight. But what you can do is start slowly shifting your focus, start slowly shifting your attention, and allow yourself to be open to new information, to be open to messages and guidance, and to just allow yourself, let yourself change your thoughts. Don't feel like you have to be stuck in this thought or in this way of thinking forever. Don't. Because oftentimes we're like, this is what I'm saying I believe in, and I have to stick to that no matter what. Like, that's the hill that I have to die on. I have to fight tooth and nail to defend this belief, even if it doesn't necessarily mesh with what I actually feel, with what I actually want. It's like once you decide that you're going to take this stance, you feel like you have to have that stance no matter what, and that you're not allowed to change your mind. And what this card talks about is that it reminds us that we are allowed to change our minds. We are allowed to change our thoughts and our ideas and beliefs about certain ways of thinking, certain things that we do in our life. That's what the whole allowing is about. It's allowing yourself to change and to grow. And that this often happens in subtle ways, as I said. So, just shifting your thoughts from, which I'm going to keep going back to this example because this is the overall vibe that I'm getting for at least most of you group 4s. Those of you who picked this, is that you have this idea that because of something about yourself, or or the way you feel about yourself, or something that's happened in the past in regards to romance. You have this idea now where it's like, you may have reached a point where in the past where you decided you were going to swear off love completely, you were going to swear off relationships because like they weren't working out for you, and you were just like, oh well, love isn't meant for me, relationships aren't going to work out for me, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. And basically what I'm getting from this is you've kind of sworn off of relationships and love, but now there either is this party that's already come in, or there's going to be a party coming in that is expressing interest in you that you weren't expecting, and you're likely going to feel that sort of interest as well. But because you have, decided that you are going to take this stance and you're swearing off of love, it's like you're going to try to convince yourself not to go for this opportunity because of that. Because when it comes down to it, it seems that you're honestly afraid of something like mistakes repeating themselves, which that seemed to be the case for one of my other piles too, except whereas they were having issues with feeling like being afraid of being hurt again, specifically, which you could also be dealing with that, but it's like their fear was what was holding them back, whereas with you, it's this defensiveness, this like, I've chosen this stance, I need to stay to this stance no matter what, and it's like that's what's holding you back. So you have this kind of rigid thinking, this kind of defensive thinking about relationships and not wanting to be involved with them, or not wanting to be involved with love, but someone is going to be coming forward to you if they haven't already and expressing a romantic interest in you, and you're likely, as I said, you're going to be interested as well. But this kind of rigid thinking is going to almost try and hold you back. And what all of this is calling you to do with this, the thoughts create your reality journey within the semi-sextile with the allowing energy, it's all about you need to allow yourself to let go of this thinking, to let go of these specific beliefs that aren't serving you anymore, because you may be telling yourself that they're in alignment with what you want, with what you actually believe, but they don't actually seem to be, because you seem to genuinely want to have a good relationship and to be involved with love in one way or another, but you're trying to convince yourself that that's not the case, and you need to rein back on that. You need to try to let go of those rigid thoughts and that defensiveness that you've been feeling, and remind yourself that you are creating your own reality in regards to your love life, and that you need to follow your own intuition and go towards what makes you happy, and that by doing that, by allowing yourself to subtly change your ideas about love and relationships, and to be more conscious of the decisions that you're making when it comes to making this choice of whether or not you want to go for this new relationship or not, you have the power to choose that. But no matter which way you choose, it's going to be a very significant moment, because it's going to determine sort of where your love life is going to go from this point. Are you going to stay stuck in the same place that you've been at, or are you going to take that risk to potentially have even greater rewards? Next, I pulled 2 actual tarot cards, which this first one is for blessings and gifts that the universe will be sending your way this Valentine's Day. And for that, we have the 7 of Sea and Reverse. And normally I don't like to read from the book directly, but in this case, with the context of this whole reading, with everything I've been saying, I really don't think that I could say this message any better than the book can. And what it says is this: your confusion is lifting as you pop the bubbles of illusion and see things as they truly are. Making decisions will be easier now, and you can trust the information you will soon receive. Follow through with action and your dreams will begin to come true. And the reason I think that that's so important you know, if you've been following this reading, I'm sure you can probably infer it as well, is because this gives the answer to this entire issue that I have been talking about through this reading, which is that being stuck in this certain way of thinking, and having this uncertainty and not knowing which way to go, and being offered this choice with to change your way of thinking, basically, and to take that risk for some sort of new relationship. And the blessing, the gift that the universe is going to be giving you in regards to all of this is that that confusion, that uncertainty is going to be lifted, and you're going to be more in touch with your intuition. You're going to be recognizing that your thoughts create your reality, and being more conscious of your decision in regards to this romantic situation. And because of this fog clearing, and not this uncertainty going away, and feeling more self-assured and more in touch with your intuition, you know, you're going to feel a lot more confident about this choice that you make and about this decision. And whatever it is that you decide to do, and whatever way you decide to proceed, you will at least have the peace of mind knowing that all of the information was laid out to you. You had the choice. You knew, and basically you have the choice, and you are allowing yourself to make the choice without all of this stuff holding you back, so you can be confident in the choice that you make and in your decision, which ultimately your decision will be up to you no matter what. But I'm getting the feeling that stepping out of your comfort zone and going for this new relationship, going for this new sort of love, renew on love that's going to be offered to you from someone, I feel like that's going to be very good for you. It's going to be very helpful, and it's going to help you get out of this sort of slump that you've been in regards to your love life. But no matter what you end up doing, this sense of uncertainty is finally going to go away, and you'll be able to make your choice knowing and being sure of yourself, and knowing that you're doing what's right for you, and knowing that you are choosing your own happiness rather than allowing your choices to be controlled by this fear, and by this defensiveness, and by this holding yourself back. So that's a good blessing to get in that spot. And lastly, the final card that I pulled is for challenges or obstacles that you may face in regards to your love life this upcoming Valentine's Day. And for this, I pulled the Five of Earth, which, you know, makes a lot of sense, coincides with a lot of the other things that I've been saying here, because hold on. Because you may be feeling you've likely been feeling lonely and sad and discouraged regarding your love life, which once again coincides with everything I was saying before, with this feeling like love isn't meant for you and relationships don't work out for you. You know, it's led you into a place of loneliness and feeling discouraged. And in order to try to avoid that and escape those feelings, you have taken this stance of, I don't need anyone, you know, I don't need love, I don't need anyone else to be happy, which, you know, you don't. Your happiness should never rely on another person. But to swear off of relationships completely is not the answer here, because you may be closing yourself off to something that could be very good for you, and something that could make you very happy and make you feel loved and could actually be what you're looking for in a relationship, and you have been closing yourself off to that. So coming up to this Valentine's Day, you're going to be given a choice here of continuing down that path, or of going the other way and taking that risk and going for something in pursuit of finding your own happiness and finding the love that you actually want. And what this card says is that, you know, when it comes down to it, once again, this choice is yours, because whether you choose, you can choose to either stay in these feelings, stay with these emotions and this stance that you've taken and that you've been defending, or you can choose to move on from these emotions and instead move forward, move towards something better. But no matter what, the choice is ultimately up to you, going back to this card as well, and to this conjunction card too. The choice is yours, and you're going to be aware of that, which is why, because these cards talked about before how all of your choices have led you to the place that you're at right now, in life in general, and in regards to your love life specifically with this reading. Your choices have led you there, but you may not have been consciously aware of the choices that you were making at the time. But coming into this Valentine's Day, and with this situation that's going to be coming to you, and this potential new romance, you're going to be hyper aware of this choice, and hyper aware of the fact that the choice is yours, and no matter what you choose, you can be hopefully confident in yourself to know that you're making the right choice to go towards your own happiness. And this card also says that, the happiness, the love, the contentment that you're looking for is likely right around the corner. Talking about, once again, this unexpected romantic opportunity that's going to be presented to you. It's right around the corner, the things that you're looking for, but it will require you to move on to pursue those things, and you will likely have to put in a little bit of work to get it, and take that leap, take that risk, that leap of faith towards love and romance again, and allow yourself to give it another try. And I think that by doing that, ultimately, you're going to find yourself in a lot better place than you are right now. And I know you haven't really been having a lot of luck with relationships and love, but take control back of your life. Take control back, because you are the only one who can control that. You are the only one who can create your reality. And work towards, a relationship that you want. Work towards finding the love that you want, either from yourself or from someone else. But the choice is yours. The universe really wants you to know that the choice is yours, and you're going to be very connected with your intuition and with the guidance of spirit and your guides and everything during this time. So no matter what you choose, regarding this situation, that it will be your choice, and that you can be confident in that fact. So ultimately, that's all that I have for my group number 4s. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in this situation, because it does seem like you've been going through a bit of a difficult time, and you're in a place where you haven't really been trusting your judgment, and you're not really sure what to do. But it seems like that sort of uncertainty is going to be lifted, and you're going to be feeling a lot more confident in yourself and in your decisions leading up to this Valentine's Day, which ultimately, this may be in regards to making the choice of leaving a relationship, of starting a new relationship. I get more of that vibe, but it could be about leaving a relationship as well. But just making a choice to go towards your own happiness, and to go towards what you love, and to discover what you truly love, and discover what truly makes you happy. That's ultimately what this is going to lead to, which, anytime that sort of uncertainty is lifted is always a good thing, because having that sort of clarity after a long period of kind of being in the fog about it it's very good. It's very beneficial, and I think that this is a lot of good signs to help you progress in a more positive way. in regards to love and relationships and to your own happiness in regards to that. So thank you once again for watching this video, and I hope that these messages were helpful to you. And now we have come to the end of the video. That is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you all for coming to this video and for coming back to my channel after my long hiatus, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic Valentine's Day this year, no matter what sort of situation you're going through, whether you're spending it with yourself, you are spending it with a long-term partner, you're going out into the dating scene and having fun. I hope that you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day and that you all continue to strive towards the things that will make you happy and make you feel loved in your relationships, whether that be with yourself or with other people. So thank you once again for coming to this video, and I will see you all in the next one.